Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to the M4J show. This is the second episode and today we're looking at Minecraft. It's going to be our game of the day. Now, I've played Minecraft a lot, sort of since the turn of the year. It's become probably my favourite game to play, not long after Cities in Motion, because I do still enjoy Cities in Motion. Cities in Motion 2, I should say, not the first one. Well, I do like the first one still, but I don't play it as much as I used to. Anyway, I'm really digressing. This episode is all about servers, and this is our Minecraft server. I mentioned it in last week's episode, but the response wasn't brilliant, let's say. Try and keep it as nice as possible. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. So, this is... Let me just shut my door a second. You might hear it creaking in the background. I do apologise. There we go. Right. Back to professional mode. This is the Minecraft server that I was talking about last week. And it looks like nothing, doesn't it? I mean, we have things like a smeltery here and some mistcraft over there. This was actually our original base. It still is our base. Nether portal there, blah blah blah. But if I go up these stairs here, we find ourselves in this little floor here, which is home to our ME system, which is filling up quite nicely. We've got our own little smelting system here as well, which I'm not sure why that's not being pulled into the system. That's a bit odd. But yeah, that's stuff, loads of ingots. And then eventually over here we'll have a little quarry set up, smelting all that. Here's some more stuff that we have. But yeah, overall, this is the bottom floor of our little base tower thing. There's just the behind the scenes of the ME system. We've got some other stuff going on, and beds over there, etc, etc. If I come up these stairs, now we're starting to get real. This is not working again. Let me just fix this program real quick. Turn off my magnet as well. So this gives you an idea as to when I'm actually recording today's episode, given the fact that you can see what the time is in London, New York and Los Angeles. So good morning LA, 3:51 AM, and nice and early. Of course, by the time this actually goes live, this video, it's going to be about 6 hours from now. So what would it be for you? 9, coming up to 10 AM. So there's no excuse for not watching this video if you're in LA. New York, maybe, because you'll be at work. But London, you have no excuse. 6 PM. Come on, London. But yeah, this is our tower. This is our little base of operations. This was all built by Slip. I don't take any credit for this whatsoever. I dug the cave underneath where we were just now. But even the ME system, that was all Slip. I've just been mucking around with experimentation, trying to get this server up and running. I did get the programmer for the clock though. I take full credit for that. If I come out of my little courtyard here, you can see how big this tower is. It's expanding. Every day I come on the server and it's gotten bigger, which is cool. I like that a lot. If I come through this door here, there's one of my experiments over there to do with turtles. And if I come around here, there's the back end of the screen. I'm going to have to cover that up somehow. If I come over here, you'll find my latest experiment, which is I took a turtle and dug out all of the sand where these dirt blocks now are. And then I took the same turtle and put loads of dirt blocks into it and rebuilt this little platform here. And I think this looks like the kind of spot for a lighthouse. Don't know what you guys think, but for me, lighthouse. That definitely says lighthouse. Now, why am I on this server? I hear you ask. Well, this is what I do now. I make YouTube videos, I do the occasional live stream. Ultimately, I make servers for people. And I made this server. It was mainly as a test bed, but it's also now open to the public, as I mentioned last week. Applications are still open. If you want to go to mjeffries.com, go onto the Applications tab, download the form. Eventually I will embed the form into the website itself, so you won't have to worry about downloading. If that is the problem, then by all means let me know, and I'll fix that as soon as possible. And if you are interested, genuinely interested in joining the server, you just download the form, fill it in, email it back to me, and at the moment you'll be replied to pretty much straight away. So it's definitely worth doing. Next week unless people come up with ideas of their own. Next week I plan on doing the Space Engineers server, so you can see what that one looks like as well. Both of these servers will be featured in the series upcoming, but for now I'm still only doing the Cities in Motion one and of course this show. So what else do I want to talk to you guys about today? Well, I have received some lovely comments from you over the week, and I'm just trying to find my phone so I can get the comments up on screen. Because I mean, I could paraphrase them, or I could read them out as they are, and I think you'd much rather I read them out as they are. Right. So the first one I've just read is from Sydney Trains Fact. Sydney Trains Facts and Trivia, and he says, I don't really like the Saturday episodes as I prefer a commentary anyway. Your videos are great, please keep posting more. That is to do with my Saturday episodes of Cities in Motion 2. I like the Saturday episodes. I like the idea behind them. It gives me a break in some ways. Like when I'm playing games like Cities in Motion, doing something and talking about it at the same time, I do find quite tricky at times. I get distracted from one or the other. Whereas when I record time lapses, I'm fully focused on building. I might have music on in the background or something, but nothing to really distract myself. And you might notice that in the actual, not just the builds, like what I actually create, but the time it takes to create them. I build a lot faster when I'm not talking to myself or to you guys. It's just a thing. I don't know why it works that way, it just does at the moment. So that's why I prefer to do time lapses, because I like talking to you guys, don't get me wrong. And I like doing live builds. But ultimately, time lapses are a good way of doing big projects within a short space of time, because it keeps the video times down. A lot of the builds take over an hour, some even take 2 to 3 hours, and I don't think you guys want to sit and watch all of that, especially when there is a lot of dithering going on and I build something and then delete it, rebuild it, and delete it. Like you'll see in tomorrow's episode of Cities in Motion, there is a little bit of that going on, and I am guilty as charged. Which actually leads me on to a second comment. This was actually something someone sent me on Twitter. So again, let me just get it up on my phone. Yeah, you have to excuse me if I pronounce names wrong, by the way, because I go by the initial assumption. So this is either Hannes or Hans. He tweeted me on the 22nd of June saying, well, it was a whole long conversation. The first one he sent me is about something I'll talk about in a minute. But then it leads on to, why do you spend rather much part of your vids by redoing things? That's quite annoying to me. And I agree. It is annoying. I hate the fact that I wouldn't say a perfectionist. I think that's a bit overkill. But I like things to be practical as well as looking good. And there's a lot of things I do in the upcoming Cities in Motion videos that I really try to break with protocol on that one. And I try and just build things that are practical and don't actually look that good. Because the conversation then continues where Hans says, you spend rather much time saying, oh, that's ugly, and deleting what you just built even though it was okay and functioning. And again, I'm guilty. I am really guilty of that. It's just something I do. I don't know why. I build something and it works absolutely fine, and then I look at it and think, actually, that could look better. And then I delete it, and then I spend ages and ages and ages trying to rebuild it how it was, but looking nicer, and it is a fail. It's an epic fail. But if I get it right first time, 99.9% of the time I'll just leave it like that. It's only when I either get bored or I get a bit fiddly that I start messing around and trying to change things. But, you know, it's something that I've noticed for a long time now, and I am guilty of it. So you'll have to forgive me for that. I am working on trying to stop myself from doing that. Why is there a hole in this window? I don't know. And actually the third thing that I really wanted to talk about, and this one is important to me, and I mention it in one of my upcoming Cities in Motion videos as well, but I feel like I need to address it now as well, just to sort of branch it out to the wider audience. Again, this is from Hans. This is how the conversation started. The initial comment was, what's all about the poor quality of your recorded vids? Even if you go to 1080p on YouTube, it's blurry. The honest answer to that is I don't actually know what's going on there. my guesses are it's either my editing software or it's YouTube doing something as I'm uploading. Now, I say this again in my Cities in Motion video. I think it's this Wednesday when I say it. But I'll say it again now. All of my videos are recorded in the same way on OBS. They're all recorded. I admit I stretched the image to fit the screen, but that's never really been a problem before. So I'm not sure why that would be a problem now. But I also ignore the aspect ratio, which again has never been a problem before. So I'm not sure why it would be now. But all my games, every game I've ever recorded on OBS, with a couple of exceptions, ones where I can't do game capture directly, but all the others have been recorded using that method. And there's been the occasional bit of blurriness, but most of the time it's been spot on. Editing, all of my videos, I don't do any sort of post-production effects on any of my videos apart from adding music, adding commentary, and text. Apart from that, it's all as recorded. Maybe some of the transitions as well I add in, but it's just fading to black and things like that, so there's nothing exceptionally special. And once I've done that, I render my videos in 1080p. It's the setting I've chosen, Internet Video 1080p. That's where I'm starting to think maybe that's not the right method. But again, it's only recently that people have noticed that the quality's been bad. I have been experimenting on OBS with Cities in Motion. None of my other games I've been fiddling with, because I haven't really received complaints about those other games. But Cities in Motion, I've been sort of changing the way that I record the game, just to try and see if that fixes the problem. Because again, it bugs me that my videos aren't to the standard that I expect, and they're certainly not to the standard that you guys expect. So it's something that I've picked up on, and I noticed it a little while ago, and I kind of just wanted to see if it was just the uploading speed that particular day that wasn't brilliant, or whether there is a genuine problem. It looks like there's a genuine problem, so I'm going to carry on working on it. You might have to put up with a couple more videos being a bit blurry, and again, it's been noted that it tends to be when I move around a lot in game. So I'll try and move around less while I'm fixing the problem, and I'll also try and fix the problem behind the scenes and get it sorted, because as I said, it annoys me as much as it annoys you, but it's not working properly. So hopefully that's that question answered. Hopefully the other questions in that conversation have been answered. And I will be back in just a second with the rest of the comments, and I will start answering them one by one. Okay guys, so I have all the comments here that you want me to read out. And I've decided that I'm going to stand on this balcony here and we can watch the sunrise whilst I read out some of these comments. And then I'll show you a little bit more of the server, and then I think we're pretty much done for this week. So let's start with a week ago. Yes, okay, let's start with a week ago. And the Pelican commented on one of my Cities in Motion videos, saying, I now have a channel and I'm no longer silent. Remember me from Twitch. Yes, I do. That Pelican thing, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's cool that you finally got your own channel and you can sub and things like that. And it also means you can comment, and that's important to me. I don't mind necessarily the whole sub count. And obviously I want subscribers, but I prefer feedback, because if you're not subbed, there's a reason you're not subbed. It's as simple as that. Whether it's you don't like the quality of the videos, or the content isn't quite what you're expecting, whatever it is, you'll have an opinion on the channel. And that's why I prefer comments to subs at the moment. Just so I can get a decent feedback from a decent audience and fix my videos so that a greater number of people can enjoy them. Right, moving on. Niles Vanderbeek, your intro is way too long. Again, that's for Cities in Motion 2, and I have to disagree slightly with this one. I admit that it's a long intro, but at the time of making the intro, that music that you hear playing over the intro has actually been halved for that intro. The original idea was just to have a shorter piece of music playing, but once I heard the piece that is now used for the intro, I couldn't really not use it. It just sounds really, really cool. I like the music a lot, and so because of that, I used that piece of music. I shortened it, as you see, and then it was just about finding clips to fit the length of the music. And there's only, I think it's 4 clips involved in the video. One of them is a little bit longer than perhaps it should be. And the intro will change now anyway, because we're in a different city doing different things. At the time, I was just using footage that I had left over from the old city, just to make sure that we, what's that doing? Just to make sure that we actually had an intro. Because I had one for City Skylines and I wanted one for Cities in Motion too. Cities in Motion is my flagship series. I can't not have an intro to it. It's as simple as that. It's the series that you guys enjoy watching most. It's the series that I enjoy making the most. So to me it seemed logical. You can see I'm standing in the nether checking that the pump situation is working. Because that sole pump there is providing power to our base. It's a little bit hit and miss. I want to build a steam turbine. See if Slip lets me this time. He didn't before. So yeah. I like the intro for Cities in Motion too. I think it's a nice intro. Andy Patmore has commented again. He's fast becoming my favourite viewer on my channel because he not only does he comment on pretty much every Cities in Motion video, but the feedback is perfect. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Just everything about it. So thank you once again for your comment, Andy. This particular one, he's talking about Gloucester Gardens, which is the area of the city, which is now basically the main hub of the city. And it gets bigger over the coming week. You'll see it get bigger. Gloucester Gardens is looking great. Organised chaos. Yes, definitely. And this is kind of a follow-up to... I did the first time-lapse video on a Saturday. And it didn't get the greatest feedback because I admit, at the time I was very, very tired. I had a really busy week. I didn't actually have time to record a time-lapse for Saturday, but I didn't want to let you guys down. So I came up with a really quick and easy to do idea, and I hold my hands up and say that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. It could have waited another week. But at the time I just wanted to get a video made and out, because it had been a little while since I'd sort of been reliable with my video production, because I've had really quiet days where I've been able to get a lot done. Then I've had really busy days as well, where it's one of these ones where I don't know I'm going to be busy until it's too late, and then it becomes almost impossible to get a video made and put out. And I can only really apologise for that. It's partly my fault, and it's also partly the people who decide that I should be going out and apparently living this so-called life. But ultimately, it stops me from making videos as much as I'd like. So I tried to make up for it by making this time-lapse on Saturday. And I didn't have time to record audio, so I used text to explain what was going on. And it didn't go down very well. And to be honest, if one of my YouTubers that I watched did that, I'd probably feel a bit narked as well. So I totally agree with you guys. It wasn't the smartest thing to do. But since then, I used the Wednesday after that to explain what exactly was going on. Which hopefully sort of explained it a little bit better. Gave me the chance to actually say out loud what the plan was. And there's been another time-lapse video since then, and now you guys are starting to agree with me that it does make sense. And I'm glad about that, because like I said, I took a risk, it didn't really work. But now I've had the chance to explain what's going on. And I've taken your feedback as well about transitions and things like that. So yeah, ultimately it is getting better. I am starting to think though that I need another episode a week, but it's getting the time to record it. So I might do bonus episodes every now and then. If I get time and I feel the urge to record, you guys will get a bonus episode. It'll probably be on a Monday, just so that there's sort of 2 to 3 days between each episode. Plus Monday I think is an easy day for me, because it means I can record over the weekend when I have time, and it gives me more time. So I appreciate feedback on that idea as well. Like I said, Andy Patmore is fastly becoming my favourite viewer, because he then gave me the idea about reorganising trolley lines and things like that. And I did. And that's what I like most about this whole commenting system, is I can not notice everything that's going on in the city. There's a lot of things that I do miss. And all it takes is one person, one eagle-eyed viewer to notice it, put it in the comment section. It's the first thing I read, and it's literally as soon as I read your comments, like, if someone says, I don't know, at 6 minutes in, you missed this. First thing I'll do is rewatch the video, go to 6 minutes in, and find what I missed. And then the next thing I'll do is go straight onto the game and fix the problem. And that's how I respond to feedback. You guys might not notice straight away that I've actually done that, but that's what I do. And I try and credit everyone. As soon as the episode starts, if I'm going to spotlight a certain fix, I try and credit the person who left the comment. I have this weird memory where I sit and look at the name of the person who commented for about 5 minutes before I start recording. And as soon as I press the record button, I forget the name. And it's really, really annoying. And I'm spending the first couple of minutes of the video scrambling through my phone trying to find it again. So if you like someone who's a bit of a bumbling fool, then these definitely are the videos for you. But it's something that I'm trying to fix because it's a bit unprofessional. And it's just as annoying to me as I'm sure it is for you guys having to watch. That pretty much ends the comments section of this video. They're all Cities in Motion 2 based at the moment, which I can kind of understand since that's the only real current series that I've got running. There was a comment on last week's video in this series as well, but it was mainly just a good luck kind of video. Again, it was from Andy, so once again thank you for that. But ultimately, yeah, that's pretty... Oh, sorry, there's one more. I think I've answered this already, but there is one more. John Renfro asked me on City Skylines, what's the name to the mod where you can change the speed limits of the roads and the lane changes and things like that? I believe it's the Traffic++ mod. I had that mod installed, and they had the little traffic manager box in the top left of the screen, and then they did the game update and that box disappeared. So I assume that that's actually the continuation of the mod. They moved it down onto the actual toolbar. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but considering the other remnants of the Traffic++ mod are still in the game, I'm going to guess that that is the mod. There's probably an updated version of it now. I haven't played City Skylines for a little while. That series is definitely on hold at the moment due to, well, mainly me focusing on the server side of my Steam, but also lack of viewership, really. I'm a little bit disappointed. There's a lot of people who asked me to play the game on my Cities in Motion videos, and I couldn't record from day one because I had my computer problems, but as soon as my PC was fixed, I sort of knocked out loads of City Skylines videos, and I kept the format the same as Cities in Motion because I know that's what you guys enjoy watching. And to start with, viewership was really, really good, and then it just tailed off, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. So for now, the series is on hiatus. It probably will come back, just not yet. But yeah, that does end the comments section of the video, and the reason I'm standing up on this ledge now, looking out across the bay, is because I want to talk to you guys about this server again. You're probably fed up of me talking about servers, but it's one of my main focuses at the moment, and it's one of the reasons I started this series, and it's one of the things that I'm most proud of, is that I can now set up servers from scratch. It's something that, I mean, I'm a mechanical engineer. All my life I've wanted to be working with machines and being the kind of guy who gets his hands dirty. Not really interested in the tech side of it and programming and all of that stuff. But very, very recently I've been bitten by the computer bug and started learning different codes and things like that, and I've actually found it more interesting than I thought I would. So definitely this is something I want to carry on doing, and this is something I want people to be a part of as well. Like I said, this server is open. This server is also massive. You can see already I've been exploring. There's a couple of villages over there, and I think there's a village up this way as well, and maybe one over here. The reason I'm standing on this spot in particular is because this area is the spawn area of the server. And oh boy, have I got a big plan for what's going here. This tower is currently just called the tower. Eventually it's going to be called City Hall. And I think that gives you an idea as to what this is going to become. Basically, the plan is to build a huge Minecraft city. And I don't just mean houses with nothing inside. I mean an actual working city. So we're going to spawn villages in to act as citizens. People who join the server will also be citizens of the city. We'll have fully working water and electricity. Some kind of transit system, although I haven't fully decided yet. Whether it'll be... I'm thinking metro. It's very easy to build underground on this game. And it'll be easier to automate as well, and you can stop people from getting onto the tracks. So I think metro. That's the Cities in Motion side of me coming out. But I've seen sort of attempts at this before on forums, etc. And the ideas are good, but the actual putting in place of the ideas sort of peters out after a little while, and the updates get less and less, and then eventually they stop altogether. So I think this is something that definitely I want to do sort of from start to finish. I want to see it through to the end. So anyone who joins the server, you don't have to help with the city, that's fine. You can go off and build your own base. All that I do ask is every now and then you return to the city and take part in community events, because we'll have things like arenas for PvP, we'll have races, obstacle courses, things like that, maybe treasure hunts. I'm just joshing with ideas right now, so don't take me too literally. But I like the idea of a community-driven server, so you're more than welcome to go off into the wilderness and set up for yourself. You will have a representative here. Like I said, this is the city hall. There'll be embassies set up and all that stuff. But you are allowed to go out and do your own thing. The only rules really are, don't destroy something that's not yours. Don't just randomly start fighting with other players. Save that for the PvP areas. And basically just behave yourself. They're the only 3 rules. You'll be operating a 3 strikes and you're out policy, so you'll always get 2 warnings first. I'd like to think after 1 warning, especially if it's a mistake that you didn't really think was a mistake, 1 warning should be enough. That's all it should take, as far as I'm concerned. If you get 3 warnings, then there's only 3 rules. That means you've either broken 1 rule 3 times, 1 rule twice, and another rule, or you've broken all 3 rules. And if you've broken all 3 rules, you kind of deserve what you get, to be honest. And I think that counts for every server. So, if you want to join, once again, jeffreys.com, download the form, fill in the form, don't go outside at night. Hang on a sec, let me just see if I can fight off this skeleton, not with my shovel, with my axe. I have terrible weapons, I need to get a sword. I really need to get a sword. Right. Take a break for the hole. Doosh, doosh. There we go. I'll have to fix that plot sometime. I need to find a program that works all the time and doesn't crash when I go sort of outside the area that it's in. Which is kind of annoying, especially as this one is advertised as to sort of carry on from where it left off if you go outside the loaded chunk. Anyway, as I was saying, I will stop distracting myself now, because it is time to end this video. Once again, I've gone over the time that I was expecting to take recording this, and I'm guilty of that a lot. But even now I'm digressing and distracting and wasting more time. So, once you join the server, jeffreys.com, download the form, send it back to jeffreys@gmail.com. And at the moment, I said this last week, if you send it back within the first 2 days, you'll be accepted. Basically now, if you send it back, you'll be accepted, because feedback hasn't been brilliant in that it's basically been non-existent. And I'd like to get loads of people on this server. At the moment, this server can easily hold 20 people. I'm only going to let 10 on to start with, just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. But it's a big server, and it can get bigger. It takes me like 5 minutes to make the server bigger. So if you want to join, for goodness sake, apply. You will be accepted immediately. There's just a few simple questions on there. A couple of them are voluntary, a couple of them are compulsory. You'll probably work out which are which when you're actually filling the form in. But do feel free to fill it in, even if you don't think you'll be successful. Chances are you will be. So just give it a go. Until then, though, I look forward to receiving your replies, and I look forward to seeing you on the servers as well. And yes, it's now time to wrap up. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, I will see you soon.